Hello, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and indeed follow me on social media and all that stuff. Oh, share posts. That's ever so useful. Thank you for doing that, those of you who do. Go and hit share buttons for me. Anyway, today I'd like to talk about competition. I never saw myself as a particularly competitive person, right? I don't play sports. I don't really watch sports. I don't care about traditional competition. And so I never saw myself as competitive. The problem is I really am. And while I don't play sports, it turns out when you really start to analyze things, I'm actually really competitive about absolutely everything else. Everything. Literally everything. Everything is a competition. Therefore, some people are winning, other people are losing. I want to be a winner, and when I'm not, I see myself as a loser. It's very black and white thinking, and you can see immediately how this starts to cause a problem in your day-to-day life. When I say it applies to everything, let me give you some examples. So, work. Right? Is your job better than mine? Do you make more money than me? Is your job degrading? Is it a shit job? Is it a sign that you're a loser in some way? Is doing a loser job worse than not doing a job at all? All kinds of things. I've said some horrible, disrespectful, demeaning shit to people over the years. Stuff I'm thoroughly ashamed of and couldn't say right now. Based on the work they were doing. If they've got a minimum wage job, they're a minimum person, right? Doesn't that make sense? Well, fuck no. Of course not. That's hideous. That's absolutely upsetting thinking. But that's how my mind worked. And everything else is a competition. Are your clothes better than mine? Is your girlfriend better looking than mine or not? Have I won that one? Everything's a competition. And when you start seeing everything as a competition, you either become an edgy, competitive arsehole, or it just beats you down time after time because you can't win every competition. You aren't the best at everything. You haven't got the best of everything. Somebody is inevitably the bigger fish out there. And when you're continually losing, time and time again, it's just destroying you, pulling you down. I've got a shit job, I'm doing this, I've got a shit car that's broken, and you just punish yourself for being crap and a loser because you think everything's a competition. When the truth is, nothing is. Nothing's a competition, right? Well, actual competitions are, but that's it. That's the only thing. The rest is just people trying to get by, and they all have a story, and you don't know what that story is. Maybe those people are struggling a lot. Maybe it's time you admit that you are as well. Because I am. I mean, I'm not in a position to make fun or look down on anybody. But this feeling of competition, mixed in with that haughty attitude, that feeling of superiority, just fucks you over and makes you think really bad things about people. Yes, some jobs are better than others. That is very true. There's no getting past that. But to think less of somebody for doing a job that you decide is in some way less than, that's not any good way to live your life. To judge people by the level of their possessions or anything, academic achievement. God, I've been judged on so many things. To be honest, I think this is where it comes from for me. I had a childhood sort of full of competitiveness. being ranked, being put on charts and tables and that sort of thing, being compared to your peers in some way. Everything became a competition, and that just stayed with me into adulthood. It's quite interesting that they say that NPD comes from sort of a time of trauma in late teens where everybody is born narcissistic and we shed it as we grow older. And by the time we reach adulthood, it should be gone. But if something interrupts that process, then it doesn't happen. And we don't stop being narcissistic. So when I look back at my life and see the things that happened in my late teens, it is very interesting and very obvious where all this shit came from. And being ranked academically and being compared to other kids and being told you're doing better or not as well as, and how well you have to do, made everything in life a competition. Everything became about being better than everybody else. Of course I'm fucking narcissistic. Dear God, this was a little voyage of self-discovery I didn't expect to have. I just expected to say, look, not everything's a competition. But clearly this is where stuff comes from. Now, in real life, we do somewhat compete for some things. And some people have too much. But there are a lot of things that are not actually about being better than somebody else, right? I'm trying to think, I'll give you job interviews. That's one. And like actual so sport or anything like that. But the rest of the time, can't you just get on being you? Can't we just leave other people be being them and not try and think that everything is about beating somebody? It just causes us stress. And when someone else comes along that we perceive to be better, that's upsetting and another trigger point. Go back and see the narcissist versus narcissist video on that. There are so many problems with this that we run into just because we're treating everything like a competition, and it sucks. I wish I had more to say on it, because I know this is a little bit of a shorter video than possible. I'm kind of this. Maybe you can see the look on my face. I'm realizing a lot as I'm talking about it. Just how much it permeates my entire life. It makes me feel nothing but badness. Badness. Sadness. It's not a happy feeling. None of it is. And not even when I perceive myself to be better than somebody else at something, to have in some way won. I don't feel good about that. I at best feel relief. At the very best, I feel, thank God, that's one thing I'm not losing at. And I can pin my happiness on that for a bit. But it doesn't really get me anywhere in the end. That's not about me just being happy and fulfilled. That's about me needing somebody else to gauge myself against. And ideally, I don't want to be in that state, do I? That's not the best way to be. The best way is to just be happy with yourself. Oh, you see, this is good. So the happier we are with ourselves, the less we feel the need to be in competition with others, because it doesn't matter. If I'm happy doing what I do, living my life, then what does it matter what somebody else is doing? Oh, do you see? It all comes back down to that self-actualization and getting yourself right and figuring out what you want and what you want to do and doing it and all that stuff. It's easier said than done, isn't it? I can just sit here on a YouTube video and say, sort your life out. Sort your life out. But it's, what do you do tomorrow then? I don't know if that's at least the scope of another video. So ultimately, not everything is a competition. And maybe we only feel like we do about that because we're not happy in ourselves and feel the need to compare ourselves to others. We went on a journey today, people. I hope you enjoyed that. I feel better for it. I'll see you later. Bye.